talking about us or us in relationship to other us's or this and that may not be you. And if it gains traction, there's a loss of interest in it. Yeah. And when you lose interest in this idea of you, there's a gaining interest in what you actually are in a way. And so that, which in a sense has been used to enslave you to an old idea, and that idea is presented as I was and I will be, now will enrich your day, will enrich your Saturday. Yeah, in other words, there'll be more of you here by being less of you there. Yes, there's more of you here, less of you there. More of you there, you're going to be looking for the here. Yeah. Less of this there, the here is obvious. So then when you hear the statement, the seeker is the sought, somebody once got in touch with me, thought we were saying the sword for 8 years. Couldn't figure out, like a super koan. The seeker is the sword, the hatchet, the axe. No, the seeker is the sought, S-O-U-G-H-T. Yeah, the seeker is the sought. It doesn't say the seeker will be the sought. It doesn't say the seeker was once the sought. It's the seeker is the sought. So right now, the idea of being the seeker is truly what you're looking for. Yeah. But you're not going to see it in that movement of seeking. You're not going to see it in the desire of the sought. It's when those things fail you, which they will. I don't like to say fail you, but they will fail. And then something will stop, which you never thought was actually going. Yeah. There's a lot of different hums of like agitation and seeking. Yeah, there's the obvious stuff. Yeah. And, you know, like the hungry ghost that you can never get enough, but there's subtler things. But when there's a real stop, like, I mean, there's been a pause, and in that pause, the seeker is the sought lands. Yeah. What happens? I don't know. Find out for your own little condition. Because if you find that the seeker is the sought, there's going to be a whole lot of less sorting. Yeah, it's just the way it goes. And so that which what you were hoping to arrive at, to revel in the glory of finally realizing something, you'll feel an ease and comfort, but more like a dog shit awareness. Yeah, it's not going to be radical pure awareness or extreme fucking external esoteric awareness. It's just going to be dog shit awareness. There'll be a sense of being on at all times you're on, you know, like blue is blue and red is red. And that generation of that sense, which is presence, yeah, you'll see the head claiming that presence to verify its imagined presence. So really what's giving the Paul the meaning it has is not Paul, it's the I am. So the I am, or that which is existing, the existence I am, is actually being used to fuel the story of Paul. It's a tricky move, yeah? So Paul is an empty idea that would be noticed quite quickly from what you are. But when Paul is constantly being reinforced by the claiming of the I am, yeah, and this is the movement of the head. The head claims anything it comes in contact with, and it has been brought into contact with I am based on this existence of being here. Yeah. So the head has claimed the I am to imply Paul, just like the head claims the doing to imply a doer, seeing to imply a seer, hearing to imply a hearer. When it comes to existence, it claims the existence to say it's Paul that's existing. Yeah. And then it holds Paul as an image and it remembers Paul. And so now every time there's doing, there's the sense of that you're the doer. And not only the sense you're the doer, it's shot up with time. So you feel like you've been a doer. Yeah. And you're going to be a doer. So basically the one claiming of the one doing, hey, the one claiming of the one doing, yeah, which would be probably easy to see through, because if there was a claiming of a doing and then the doing stopped, the claiming would stop. and there would be a big space, and you would realize, wow, what an insane hiccup this head has. It claimed that I was the doer, the doing's done, and it's all gone. But now when it claims that it's the doer, it says you're a historical doer. So that pause of recognition of what you are is papered over by a past story and a future story. So I was Paul and I will be Paul. Therefore, I am Paul now. Yeah. So it arrives at a situation instead of living from a situation. It arrives at a presumption, and then the head takes that as the logic, and mental logic is insane, really, if you see it. Yeah. So there comes a master like Huang Po, great Zen master, and he says, hey, to an audience like this, whatever can be perceived cannot be perceiving. All right, simple statement. And what are you supposed to do? Go in a room and think about it? No, just recognize it. All right, I'm perceiving. Yes, you're perceiving. So to me, you're the perceived, and to you, I'm the perceived. Yes. So that sense of I am the perceived is disqualified from the master of Huang Po. He says, whatever can be perceived cannot be perceiving. Wow. Okay, I hear it. Whatever can be perceived cannot be perceiving. Go up in the head, and the head's whole narrative is based on what's perceiving is the perceived. Yeah, I'm the one who's perceiving. Yeah. So why would you want to deal with the effects when you can see the cause? Yeah. So the cause is like ignorance, in a say, a mistake. Yes. Something is taken to be that which is something else. So the perceived is taken to be the perceiving. Yeah. The perceived is an object, the perceiving is subject. Yes. So that is the essence of duality. And the message of non-duality is not that. Not to. So I am not the perceived that's perceiving. I'm perceiving of a perceived, really. Yeah. So when you take the perceiving away from the perceived, you'll see you're perceiving the perceived. Yeah. That was saying it was perceiving. Yeah. You see it. Yeah. I mean, seeing something's worth 8,000 words. When you see that you're not that which is perceived, it can just pretty much end that fucking storyline, really. Maybe it's going to take a couple other knockouts or some remembering or whatever, but basically the gig is up, so to speak. Something's been noticed that can't be unnoticed in a certain way. And so now, all right, no matter how many gymnastics, it's sort of like it's like Starbucks, where they have 800 products out of one coffee bean. They just make tons of shit out of it. But basically, if you just look at the bean, you get the whole story. Okay, so you see the bean, the mental gymnastics, oh yeah. You can't be the perceived, but in this case, you are no, it always has its own exemptions that it waits, and it says, all right, I know it's not, but this is the problem. No, it's not the problem either. Simple observational evidence, a message, an invitation. Whatever can be perceived cannot be perceiving. Check it out. Yeah. And then weigh it to the head, because the head has the exact opposite going on. It believes what's perceived is what's perceiving. Yeah. So this is what happens. Let's say reality was in a lot of mistaken ideas. Yeah. Would you want to try to convince reality to seek reality? Or would you like to point out to reality, not the thing that is actually representative of the mistaken ideas, but reality itself, us? Wouldn't it be more clearer to point out to us the mistakes instead of trying to change the mistakes as us? Maybe see that we're not that. Yeah. So you hear this, whatever can be perceived cannot be perceived. The seeker is the sword. What's looking is what you're looking for. All like, you don't have to be book learned, really. They're like 8-word sentences. and you can dwell on it for quite a while. Yeah. The one that got me quite a lot was the perceiving, and also the follow-up, which is you can't use the Buddha to seek the Buddha. You can't use mind, big M mind, to seek mind. You can't use light to seek light. Why? Because you're light. You're Buddha, you're mind. It wasn't like a punishment. Don't you fucking use the Buddha. No, you're the Buddha. Yeah. So when the Buddha is used to seek the Buddha, what is that seeking doing? It's reinforcing the idea that you're not the Buddha, obviously. Yeah, this is the whole point. There's nothing wrong with the seeking, it's what it's meaning. The meaning of the seeking is that what you're seeking, obviously you're not that sort. So you're something else already, and now you're looking for something that's going to make me better or authenticate myself, or I'll become the transcendent Paul, whatever. But the system itself is going to go everywhere you seem to go. And it's the reason why when you get to the party, it sucks. You can't pull it off. It's going to suck. You look around, I'm free, and then you see you, there you go. It's out the window. It's out the window. You are free for a second, and then there's the claiming, I'm free. Now, what happens if that which claims the freedom isn't you? Does it claim the freedom? No. It only seemingly claims the freedom. Yeah. Seemingly, meaning truly what's going on. It's appearing to what's going on to be true or false. It has nothing, it's not based on, I've got to stop the head from claiming. That's not fucking going to work because it's mechanical. Yeah. The head, when it's brought into contact with things, claims it. And it claims it for the same singular purpose to reinforce its own narrative. Yeah. This isn't about, okay, I've found a new method to stop the claiming. No. You see that you're not that which is claiming. You are the Buddha. When the Buddha doesn't, yeah, when the Buddha stops using the Buddha to seek the Buddha, that's a demonstration you are the Buddha. It's not like you don't have to like chant, I am the Buddha. No, you've given up the ghost of looking. You have. You just said, fuck it, it's over. And then you find out exactly the meaning of those statements and how true they are. You are what you've been looking for. Really, seriously. You hear it, it finally, the avalanche occurs, something, or maybe a thief in the night. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to come with a clarion call or anything. You can just sneak in there, but things start to look different. And now insane ideas are seen to be insane ideas. Like the insane idea that sold a lot of books, which was how to get into the moment, that presupposed that you were out of a moment. So every attempt to you trying to get into the moment was a reinforcing of an insane idea you could be out of a moment. Yeah. What happens? You see that. What happens? Find out. You're not going to get even if it's only $1 at the garage sale, you're not going to buy the book, How to Get Into the Moment. You're not. You're going to have no interest in it because now you realize you've never been out of a moment. Yeah. Clean. I mean, clean. It's not like a nagging idea. It brings to a halt stuff. Yeah. Where all that water that could be used in such a different, more efficient way isn't leaking in all these insane assumptions. It's not just leaking. And then you're feeling a lack of presence, so to speak. I mean, we had this thing in recovery called these steps you do to get the action figure sort of undone and then redone. And one of them was making amends to people that you had stepped on their toes or did shit to. Yeah. And the amends was basically, you would say, hey, listen, I'm in a program of recovery, and you know what I did to you? Yeah, I'm intending not to do that to anyone else. Yeah. Yeah. So it's an amend. What happened when I started to do that? I felt a whole lot more living came in. I mean, a lot of the space that was alive in me was like being used for office, like a fucking storage unit, truly. And when those storage units and the doors were open and the windows went up, I felt like a rush. And I felt like I hadn't been present in my own life for years and years and years. And suddenly it rushed in. And I felt like a zest for living. I didn't have to shoot coke for the zest for living or do something insane like jump off, with a bungee cord or somehow take a bigger wave that I should ride. Yeah, it was just a feeling of content and satisfaction. And then all my heroic journeys planned were just fucking terminated, because all I was looking for was a content and satisfied condition. When I had that, all the things that promised maybe with a lot of work, but way in the future, content and satisfaction, I lost complete interest in that. Yeah, I wasn't open to their sale promos because, oh, it's going to be an installment and you're going to have to, no, I'm chilled out. Yeah. What more do you freaking want as this? How do you want to travel here? Lighter. Yeah. Can I pull it off? Obviously not. Yeah. Will I pull it off? Probably not. Yeah. Can I stop pulling it off? No. Can I see I'm not that which is trying to pull it off? Yes. What happened when I saw that which I wanted to pull it off, which couldn't pull it off? Keep trying to pull it off. I lost interest in it. Yeah. I was too busy feeling the presence of being on right now to watch all this bullshit going on of how I'm going to be super on in the future. Yeah. So all that was dismissed. Never picked up those magical wands again. All I've been doing is going to satsang, just like I was doing 10 years ago, whenever I saw you last. Same. Yeah. It's like the last answer. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do, yet we do shit, just picked up a big 500-pound Buddha to bring it to a car, yeah, and then rush here to do a Zoom. Yeah. I didn't have my blessed chanting room for 30 minutes before. Got to get ready for the Zoom. No, it was like moving chairs came rushing in, Zoom. How do I need to be in any condition to be that prior condition? No, I don't. Does the head believe it has to be in a lot of conditions to maybe even be close to having that prior condition move through it? Yes. Where do the requirements lie in that equation? Not with the inherent condition, but with the mental condition. The mental, I got to get the right setting, the right room, the right this, the right that, and then I'll be okay. No, you're okay. And then you're feeling fucking completely unokay, but you're okay. Yeah. And then you're feeling super okay and you're okay. Just 24/7 on. And I'm not saying it's on and in a glorious fucking blissful, or I'm the only person who's dived in this diamond mine. No, it's just an onness, dog shit awareness, onness. You're incessantly here to the point you can't be anywhere else. And that was I've been trying to avoid that fucking, to me, it was a sentence, really, that I had to be here. From where I stood and looked at things from which was from the head, I wanted to get out of here. And I was willing to pay any consequence tomorrow to get a little out of here now. I would. Yeah, I would sit 13 hours and meditate and shit with the hopes that I'd get out of here. I didn't eat food, drank fucking watery soup in Thailand. At 12, before 12, right before the afternoon started, you could have a yogurt drink, and then there was no food. I lost like 21 pounds, 3 weeks, which I don't have the body to lose weight. Fucking tripping my head out, thinking I'm having a spiritual awakening. Yeah. I was fucking just starving and sitting in a fucking cootie or whatever they call it, just fucking going off. Yeah. And as soon as I took the bus, the tuk-tuk back to the town, it was gone. And what did Head say? You got to stay longer next time. You got to do more. It was just insane. Yeah. So if that's your calling, great. Yeah. I think a lot of people believe they should have that calling or they want to have that calling, but they're not really into that calling. They really just want to feel content and satisfied, which isn't so much triggered or manipulated by managing circumstances, but just an inherent okayness that seems to be able to drive all terrain. Yeah, you don't have to change the tires for the surface you're in. You know, it just adapts, running around. Things are cool. You get bad news, you know, you get good news. People come, people go. But there's an onness that's undeniable. And you're not in the business of listening to that which is denying it, really. Because you're not going to convince that which is denying it. You're not. Yeah. The only way it will accept it is as you. Yeah. So if it accepts it as you, you've neutered the message. Because the negation is of us. Yeah. It's like the neti they do in India. They used to, you know, not this, not that, but you were exempt. After you saw not this, not that, there you were, you know, in all the glory, but I am. No, this has got to go before that. Yeah. Just see what's being presented as you isn't you. I guarantee you're going to lose interest in it. And the interest will be, that's the travel. Yeah. You can't map. You can't draw a map of what it's going to look like when you lose interest, but you're going to know it when you're losing interest. Yeah. You're going to have a beautiful, intimate demonstration that's more convincing than any fucking book or video or anything like that. Yeah. You're going to know in your gut that you're on to something. And it just puts a lot of things to rest. Yeah. And then you whatever. The thinking gets very sporadic. Yeah. Less density, a whole lot less meaning. I mean, they're not like, it's sort of like every little piece of the mental state isn't saturated with balsamic vinegar and Italian olive oil. It's fucking pretty dry. Just goes. It's just a thought coming and going. It's not delicious. It's not appetizing. It's not nutritious. It isn't. It's boring in most cases. And so you live a day not really watching much of what's going on, except to make fun from it, you know? I mean, to me, it launches a lot of comedy skits. And what I need to learn as an action figure is not to step on people's toes too much, you know, because I see you as a different figure than you may see you at any moment. And then before we have a skit, we write it and fucking present it. And some people could think they're the target of it, but it's never personal. The feeling is personal because that gives it a little like chili in there. But yeah, I feel it's. Did you see me? I thought I disappeared from the Zoom. Yeah, so it seemed to work. Not the, you know, the resonates, you know, when you resonate, those ahas, those whacks, those are great and beautiful. But in this event, without this understanding, the head is going to claim those peak experiences and those awakenings, and it's going to neuter it. Yeah, because to give birth to it here, it has to neuter the freshness of it. It has to make it seem like it's going to have the same requirements everything else has here, and it's not that. Yeah, as Jesus says, you're in this world, but you're not of this world. Yeah, you are not of the grain or the fabric of this world. You're not of time, you're not of thing, you're not of separation, you're not of space, you're something else that you cannot possibly know as something else. If you were something else, you could maybe know this, but you are it. So that's why It's the peace that passeth all understanding, because the head cannot imagine peace without it being involved in it. And in this case, this peace has nothing to do with you. Yeah. Here, the condition of the you may be what causes you not to be able to enjoy the peace, but the peace is available. Yes. So this idea of negation just fell in line. And the dominoes, as you can see, if you knock one domino down, it triggers the other dominoes. And it doesn't have to be a linear line. It can go like this, and still the momentum of the one hitting the other will keep going. You don't have to have it all lined up in this. And to me, this logic doesn't work like A, B, C, D. It works like B, K, J, Z. Yeah. It goes from one and it goes to another completely different than mental logic would see it. Yeah. So a lot of times you get solutions that you don't know are solutions until months later when something comes up. And you go, wow, I didn't know why I got that 8 months ago. And now I know exactly why, because it's right now I need this fucking thing. Yeah. This starts happening. The coincidence is like this guy just came in the garage sale. I show them this leather pillow from Morocco. He says, I'm from Morocco. Fucking unbelievable. Yeah. Novato, California, at a garage sale. It's the end of the day. Oh yeah, this is a nice Morocco leather. I'm from Morocco. Okay. Those things are expected now, basically. It's just hilarious. You know, we do a talk, and I remember the time in Canada, I did the talk, and I was saying, man, I wish I was, you know, in Peru doing ayahuasca, painting my face, and I, you know, fucking, oh, it'd be great. And I get a serpent tattoo, and I write a blog every day, how I disappeared. And then I would write a book. And so after the talk, a guy comes up, he says, you just described my life. And he had the serpent tattoo, had a blog, wrote a book. It's just incredible. I have no fucking idea. What's coming through has ideas. And sometimes it's revealed, not before, but when it's happening. I'll be talking, hey, and I make up a guy's name, Steve, and I'm looking at the guy and going, oh yeah, Steve did. And he says, I'm Steve. Oh, okay. I guess it fits. I guess the message fits. So, yeah. So, but this has a direction, because it has to negate another direction, basically. So it looks at the dualism of our event and how that dualism has us seeing everything in a duality way. Yeah, because this isn't a real place that's duality. It's dreaming, yes? And we are the dreaming, as they say in the Course in Miracles. So why we're having a dreaming of duality? Because we're dreaming dualism. Yeah. The subject is taken to be the object gets reinforced. The subject keeps fueling the experience. The object seems to have it. Goes on and on. So the question is, you try to explain the duality in a way just to bring back to the dualism. And that's why I love what Hoang Po said, because if you hear whatever can be perceived cannot be perceiving, and then go into the head is based on the exact opposite. Just 5 minutes, you'll get the theme. It's claiming or reacting to the subjective experience and attributing it to an object. That's dualism. That's what non-dualism is negating. That's it. Yeah. It's not like, oh, let's blend it in with, no, it's not like, oh, the two rivers will merge with the one. No, there's no two rivers. It's just a negation of these fucking ideas that people, we believe, and then things are put off for years, and I'm on the path, all this, never arriving anywhere. Yeah, there's no merging point. I'm just going to move into the bigger flow. No. Yeah, you are the bigger flow, thinking you're a little flow. Yeah, just lose interest in that idea that you're a little flow. You'll realize you're in the big flow. When? Now? Where? Here? For how long? Ever? Yeah, it'll become obvious. And after you get slapped a few times, like Zen bitch slap, you get it. Before you get slapped, like a lot of people come here. Oh, I had a question, but just listening the answer, but they still want to ask the question. But the question gets answered just through the talk. It didn't have to be personally directed, because the solution isn't a personal solution. Yes, it's a fact. What wants to have a personal solution is the imagined fact. Yeah, it wants a personal solution that fits around me. No, the solution is there's no you. That's looking for a tailored, perfect, solution. No. In a sense, if there's a problem, you believe there's a problem, you need a solution. This solution tells you there is no problem. Seriously, that's what it does. It's the lightest solution I've ever ran into, because you don't need it. Yeah, you don't have to maintain it. You don't. So you don't have to, tithe to it, subscribe to it. No, just it's right there wherever you are, no matter what you're thinking or feeling, with no requirement necessary to meet it, because you are it. Finally. Not that you finally are it, but you are it finally. It's been put off a lot of time, I swear, but now you're it. Yeah, so you can enjoy yourself here or not, and we'll have a nice coffee and then put that Buddha in the car. Yes, I've disappeared every Buddha in this yard. That's whatever. All right, anybody, did you hear that? Volume was all right? Good. All right, anyone there have a question or anything?
Hey, you didn't sell that Buddha hat though, did you?
I did. I sold every Buddha.
The one that Judith gave you? You better
No,
not.
not Judith. No,
Check.
no,
I knew
that's
that one.
no. Oh, Kerry, doing a little investigation there. No,
Well, you said you sold every Buddha. Yeah.
no. That one, yeah. No, that's still here on the wall. I'll send a picture with the right date, so you believe. No, I wouldn't ever sell that one. Yep. Any other questions about the other Buddhas? Anyone? No one? Kerry? Kerry?
Hey, I'm here. No, there's no hands, Paul.
All right, so then let's just say goodbye soon, because our friend Matthew's got to go to San Quentin. He starts his 20-year sentence today. He decided to come to satsang before. Pretty good. Look at what you guys did. You just went to your living room and put on a Zoom. He's really serious about this message.
Hey, Paul, someone
Yeah.
chatted, Senna chatted, what does it mean if you see the Buddha, kill it?
I changed that. I see the Buddha, I sell it. This is the capitalism event. Forget the killing it. It's a waste of fucking commodity. Sell it. No, the Buddha, the idea, this is how I understand it. Because when you see the Buddha, that means it's outside of yourself. And they say to shoot it so that you won't keep denying that it's you. Yeah. By saying it, the Buddha is there, you're denying the Buddha of your own nature. So that's why they say kill the Buddha if you see it. If you see it, yes. If you see the Buddha, if you're perceiving the Buddha, yeah. Yeah. That's my understanding of it. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. When you see the Buddha on the street, shoot him. Yes, you see it, how it's very nonchalant, but that habitual repetition of the denial of what we are through the act of being something else, yeah, is as it's applied, there's a lot of layers. Seeing through it doesn't take you don't have to go through every layer, but it's applied with many layers. But seeing it, you break through all the layers. Yes. So the Buddha, obviously, if I saw someone that I called the Buddha, I'd be throwing that nature out of me and giving it into them. That's why saviors serve you by failing. Yeah, because you don't need to be saved. Yes. The point of a savior is to fail you so that you realize you don't need to be saved. Yes. Yeah.
So Greg had a question. Greg from Minneapolis. Oh, and then Miranda after that. Go for it, Greg.
I'm just fooling around.
Fooling around. This is no place.
Oh, you guys are too serious.
Miranda, you're up.
Miranda,
Oh, this is awful.
to read me the Miranda Act. Remember? Oh, the rights.
No, that's what you're doing to me.
Action.
That's what
When I hear
you're-
the word Miranda, I just got it. Now I remember. My action figure traumatized by the
Weird
Miranda
word.
reading me the
Yeah. Fucking same. Fucking
right.
same.
All right.
So I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like seemingly so much shit. And like I'm not like someone just got really angry with me about a message I sent last night. And I'm like, Jesus, like I really don't feel like I did anything. Like in that there's just anger, like that now I can't orient to anything at all. Like there's just this constant feeling like I'm trying to grasp, like unconsciously, like my body's trying to hold on to something and there's nothing. And it doesn't even feel I'm getting ready to have surgery, and ever since I found out, like it's seemingly activated a whole bunch of shit, and I feel kind of like it's like just this freight train of energy, and like I'm just feeling ripped apart and gutted, and there's like nothing. And it feels like incredibly, then like I think what I'm trying, like what I'm rejecting is like loneliness.
Don't try to surmise why. Just describe what's happening, and then it's best to stay in the I don't know, really. Because usually the answer that you have isn't going to produce what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's it. Like
more of a problem. Now I have a diagnosed problem. Yeah, I'd surrender, just admit. See, when I was younger, because I've only met you once live, so there's a lot of energeticness around you. And I remember when I was out there when I first started drinking, I found I had magnetic appeal to people in uniform. Some energetic pulse would go out and I'd catch a lot of fucking consequences. Unbelievable shit would happen. And I knew that I was putting like a dog whistle out or something. and it was triggering people in uniform in this case, but getting run over twice, shit like that. So, or people hating you or following you, walking around trying to be you or something. So noticing that, finally, I realized, just surrender. So when you're feeling all this shit going on, the energy is fighting against the old form it's been in, and it's going to enter a new form. And that surgery is going to be done, let's say, by the higher power, not the surgery you're having physically. Yes. And I can tell you, just stay on the operating table. If you don't die, everything's going to get a lot better. Yeah. And that energy is going to be put to a different use. So you're having a reclamation of energy. So this person super pissed off at you, it's just an energetic reaction, because your energy is not yours, but there's, and it triggers other reactions, and they're usually strong reactions at times. Yeah. And for me, I found it was only what was directing the energy that was causing the reactions. Yeah. And then the way of life of recovery changed what was like sort of moving the lighthouse beam, and things went better. And there's a reclamation of that energy that's been mutated into different forms. And this is what happens when you go into recovery. You recover that energy. You don't, but there's a recovery of that energy, and it's milled or ground or siphoned out some of the sweetness of it, and the other shit that's all tainted gets sort of reclaimed. Yes. So this, I would feel, is what's happening to you. And that which, and again, the head will become overly dramatic and shit like that, but it's just energy. And the energy, when it's pushing against a form that's sort of been holding it back, but it's got the message, a new light has appeared. So it wants to break out of that form. And the way that happens in recovery is you fucking, hey, I'm entirely ready to have this reconfigured, and I ask this power to do it as an action figure. Yes, that's the way of life in AA. So the energy that we are is being used. For some of us, it was the addiction to the mental state. So the mental state was running the fucking show, using us like a factory to produce its goods, like misery and fucking drama and hurting other people and hurting ourselves. Now a new boss is in. He's running the same factory, but it's producing different goods. And you're in that process of transition. The new team's going, but maybe you have like 800 lousy misery cups that are fucking, you don't know what to do with. Throw them in the bin, get it checked out. Yes, just don't do anything stupid, day at a time. Yeah, which means getting loaded for an action figure, an addict and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I want.
We gotta put
What's
this.
that?
We gotta end soon, like in a minute. We gotta put this Buddha into the guy. He's got to have it in his cell for the next 20 years.
I want to share just that I had 6 months sober, like just a couple of days ago, and never fucking would have happened like without like just sticking fear and being able to do the shit that I'm doing now. And it is like, it's just feels like upheaval, and I have gratitude, and I'm just
It's a great sign. If it's uncomfortable to a lot of aspects, but it's a great sign, really, because you need to be reforged to be put to better use. It's just the way it goes. Those old grooves can't carry the new frequency. Just the way it goes. Yeah. Yeah. I've felt it in this life a lot in this. I mean, yeah. So, all right. Thank you so much. And I think we're going to end it now.
One quick question from Lawrence, super fast, and then it's over. Yeah.
All right.
Quickly, Lawrence.
Hey, Paul, I just had one quick question. Do you think the time you dedicated to formal meditation practice in the past helped you on your non-dual path? Do you think it kind of helped you
Yes,
get
I'm
past?
failing.
Oh. Do you think
Everything
it helped?
has helped me by failing. That's the greatest value. So I'm happy as hell. I sat in that cootie for 3 weeks, fucking eating, drinking soup and meditating for 13 hours. I did. I'm very happy about all of that because you couldn't have convinced me otherwise.
Right.
Yeah. You couldn't have. I would have believed, but I'm so different. This will work. No, I saw it with my own eyes. Meditation is beautiful. But just because it's not a vehicle to transcendence doesn't mean it's not a valuable vehicle. It can help your health physically, calm the nervous system, the brain. It's got a lot of value, and you just may like it. I like just sitting there and having nothing to do when something's breathing. I'm not doing shit, just sitting there. Yeah, I can get lost in that. But thinking that me as the action figure is going to use this vehicle of meditation to arrive at a better, bigger place as a bigger, better action figure, I humbly believe that will serve you when it fails, because you'll realize you are what you're looking for. Yeah. Yes. So meditate away.
Thank you.
Yeah. What happens is you feel like you're meditated, really. When you're present in the present moment, it feels like what you felt like when you were sitting in a conditional situation, trying to be present. It feels like that before you ever tried to be present. So you feel like you're being meditated throughout the fucking day. Yeah. Yeah. See, it's very much like the head, how the head presents it, but completely different. It's mutated it. It made the nose too long. It's just, it can, if you look at it in a very like boring manner, it'll pass. But if you just look at it, you see, wait a minute, something's off here. Yeah, something is off. Yeah. Great Ramana Maharshi. He just throws it out here. Being ourselves reality. What? Oh, he says, oh yeah, the greatest mystery, being ourselves reality. This is what the greatest mystery, this is the most important part, being ourselves reality, is reality wanting to attain reality. Being ourselves reality. Who the hell has the balls to argue if that's the fact? You and I are being ourselves reality now, and we're appearing all this other shit. Yeah. But all the appearance can change, not change, but the being is always there. We're being ourselves reality. When all this other stuff's going on, the primary event is being ourselves reality. Yeah. So no matter what you're doing or not doing, if you don't get so caught up in that surface and you just look down, you'll be in the depth like that. Like that. It's not like, oh, I got to go. No, just see you're in the depth. Just see, boom. It's not like, oh, I've got to, no. You see it. You know it already. You know it. That's what you're from. You need the slightest little reminder and you're down below. Yeah. All right. Hey, I'm going to say goodbye. All right. For everyone, I want to thank everybody, and we're shortening this day for the Buddha. Yes. Yes. We want this Buddha in San Quentin. We want the Buddha in San Quentin. All right. So Lawrence, nice to meet you there. And we'll be back Tuesday. Yeah. All right. Dennis, always. John, Florida, man. I like everybody here. Tariq, you're back in Dover. Nice to see you, my friend. Marty, Greg in Minneapolis. Kerry, I'll send you a picture with the date on it. The Buddha's on the wall over here. Vlad in Portugal. Nice to see you, Vlad. Yay. Oh, it could be the Portuguese Zen bitch slappers. Woohoo. Yeah, a little subcult. Chris H, nice to see you. Esther, I hope you're doing well today. Mike C, Dirk E, Raven, nice to see you back, Raven. Hope all's well. Kathleen, as always. Geo, oh, Geo, nice to see Geo. Geo from South America has reappeared. Woohoo. Miranda, you're in good hands, honey. Yes. Susan, Matlock, lovely. Sherry, as always. Lisa, this is Murderer's Row here. We got Mike. We got Gary D. Elon, nice to see you, my friend. Roman, as always. J. A. I think that's it. If I missed anyone, I apologize. We got to lift the Buddha. See ya. Bye-bye.